All right, let's talk about something that's about to change how we all work. We're diving into a new circular, CA003, and honestly, it's all about one big idea: empowering you to actually get things done, cutting out all that endless back and forth. So let's jump right in.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Is your send button actually a bottleneck? I mean, it feels like the safe thing to do, doesn't it? Just to be safe, I'll forward this for approval. But what if that one little click is the very thing grinding your project to a halt? That's the exact habit we're here to talk about breaking.
This right here, this is what we call the approvals bottleneck. Think of it like a traffic jam. It happens when the default move for the site team is just to forward everything, every query, every submittal, every RFI, straight to the design office. That little just to be safe feeling, it's actually burying the design team in paperwork, and at the same time, it's taking away the authority the site team needs to do their jobs effectively.
And here's the real kicker. When forwarding everything becomes the norm, you get this massive logjam across the entire project. Progress on site slows to a crawl because everyone's just waiting. Meanwhile, the design team is stuck doing admin, not designing. It's a classic lose-lose situation. Nobody wins.
Okay, so this is exactly why Circular C003 was created. And it's so important that you don't see this as just another rulebook. Think of it more like a declaration of trust. It's a huge shift away from micromanagement and a big step towards empowerment and really professional ownership.
I mean, the circular itself says it perfectly. This is the company in black and white saying, we trust you, we hired you because you're the expert, and we are empowering you to be the authority on the ground. This is a huge vote of confidence in every single one of our site team members. It really is.
So, here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to draw the new boundary line of responsibility, walk through a super relatable scenario, give you a crystal clear action plan, and then we'll talk about what happens if we don't get this right.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the site versus HQ divide. We're going to draw a new line in the sand so there are absolutely no more gray areas.
Okay, this slide lays it all out. Super clear. Everything on the left, shop drawings, RFIs, material submittals, that's your domain now. That's the day-to-day stuff that you are the expert on. You own it. The stuff on the right, that's what you escalate to the design office for, and only for that. We're talking big picture stuff like a design modification or a major scope change.
Now, this is the other massive shift, how we communicate. The old way, just shooting off an email into the void and then waiting, that's out. It's just too slow. The new way is now mandatory, and it's all about real-time, synchronous communication. We're talking phone calls, Microsoft Teams meetings. If you actually need HQ, you get them on the line. The whole point is to solve the problem now, not just add another email to someone's inbox.
All right, theory is great, but let's make this real. We're going to walk through a scenario on site. Let's meet Omar, a junior engineer, and his boss, Sarah, a senior project architect. I have a feeling this moment of truth is going to feel pretty familiar to a lot of you.
So there's Omar. He's a good engineer, diligent, but maybe a little too cautious. A material submittal for some tiles and a standard partition drawing land on his desk. And what's his first instinct? That old habit kicks in. He starts typing up an email to HQ, FW, for design office approval. He's not trying to cause problems, he's just trying to be safe. But right then, Sarah, his manager, walks over. She glances at a screen and just stops him cold with one simple question. Stop. Why are you sending this to HQ? And right there, that's the moment. The old way clashing head-on with the new way.
And this is Sarah's core lesson. This is the heart of what CA003 is all about. She points out that the tile specs are fine, the partition drawing matches the design. He has the authority to approve this himself. And look at the difference. If he sends it, it sits in a queue for 3 days. If he does it, it's done in 30 minutes. She tells him, own it. This is your job, not HQ's.
So that lesson from Sarah leads us perfectly into the new official action plan. So, what do you do now? Every single time an inquiry hits your desk, there are now 4 simple steps you need to follow.
It all comes down to this. Step 1, triage. Ask yourself one question. Does this require the design to change? If the answer is no, you own it. Simple as that. If it's yes, then you move on. Step 2, sort. File it in the right place immediately. Step 3, escalate. And remember, this means you pick up the phone or call on Teams right after you send the file to explain what's going on.
And finally, step 4, and this is a big one, follow up. The pending list is now your responsibility. You have to proactively chase down those late responses.
But what if people just ignore this? What if we all slip back into our old habits? Well, the cost of doing nothing is huge. It's like a domino effect that's going to hit you, the project, and ultimately the client.
So yeah, what if we just ignore CA003? What if we just go back to the way things were? Well, the consequences are probably a lot more serious than you think.
You're looking at 3 huge problems. First, you get the double handling delay. A task that should take 24 hours suddenly turns into a week-long nightmare of email chains. Second, you lose the client's confidence. When they see the site team can't even approve basic materials, your credibility just vanishes. And third, you get that project logjam, basically a digital graveyard where key files get lost and forgotten.
And all of this brings us back to the single most important message in this whole circular. This is about reminding you why you're here in the first place. You are the technical authority on the ground. You were hired for your skills and your expertise. This circular is about giving you the freedom and, yes, the responsibility to finally use it.
So it all comes down to this one question, a question you have to ask yourself every single day, with every single document that lands in front of you. The choice is yours. Will you own it or will you forward it? And honestly, your answer to that question is what's going to define the success of your projects from here on out.